Climb aboard the space rocket to the starship in my mind. Climb aboard the space rocket for an adventure I might find. In my blood clot dream, the nerves pounds on my chest. My mind begins to scream under cardiac arrest, where I fly to the ceiling wall, look down upon it all. Interstellar mind of the street. Interstellar mind of the street. Interstellar mind of the street. Interstellar mind trouble stream. Interstellar mind trouble streaming. Click on there without there. It's absolutely the sentence. I see them on the surgeon floor, surrounding me on the table below, staple opening my navel core. Nurse is on the surgeon floor, staple opening my navel core. An angel sings the float back down. Operation room table, back into the blood clot dream I crawl. Large risk going back to stable as I return from the app like the surgeon got this not come.
Travel all dream, I think them under the 10th floor.
spans, or so it seems. In a universe so vast and bright, we chase the dawn's embrace our flight. Oh, I am lost in your eyes. Oh, like a comet through skies. Oh, I am lost in your eyes, and I feel the heart of the storms of doubt, I drift in endless flight. These echoes of your voice, a distant, fading light. In chaos I find my path, a gypsy soul at night. In a universe of longing, where stars are silent cries, I wander through the madness, with dreams in open sky. Velvet skies, the shadow clings to me, unraveling the vision of what we used to be. Your love was like a supernova, now just a memory.
Resurrection's gift, the awakening of Emily Carter. Flatline, died, whatever you want to call it, I was doing it. I died on the table and was watching myself from above now. I couldn't believe it. I was dead. The ghost soul, whatever I was, I could see myself lying on the table, and I could see the doctors and nurses trying to save me. One doctor in particular caught my eye. Dr. Michael Thompson. Tall with gray hair and blue eyes. He was the lead surgeon at the hospital I worked at, and now he was the lead surgeon trying to save my life. He pounded on my chest and then shocked me again. Still nothing. I watched as they tried to save me, but I knew it was over. I had seen too many patients die on that table, and now I was one of them. I wanted to be alive. I wanted to go back to my body. I wanted to live. I didn't even want to die. I didn't even want to be a ghost or spirit or whatever I was now. I wanted to be alive. Emily. A voice echoed in my head, and I turned toward it. I watched as they tried to revive me and then finally gave up, calling time of death and moving away from the table. I was stuck here, watching myself lie there with a sheet covering my lifeless body. Whatever I was now, I didn't even want to be this. Figure cloaked in white stood before me, and I blinked, trying to make out their features, but couldn't do. Go back, they said, their voice echoing in my head again. No, I whispered, shaking my head. I don't want to die. It's not your time, the figure replied. Go back. I shook my head again, and the figure reached out and touched my forehead. Suddenly, I was being pulled back down into my body, and I screamed silently as I felt myself being yanked back into the land of the living. I didn't even want to die, but I didn't even want to go back either. I was scared of what was waiting for me back there, but I had no choice. The angelic figure had other plans for me, and going back was part of them. As I gasped for air, my eyes flew open, meeting Dr. Thompson's startled gaze. She's back. He shouted, relief flooding his features as the room erupted into a flurry of activity. But just as I took my first breath, a searing pain shot through my chest, and I realized something was terribly wrong. My heart was beating, but it wasn't mine. Emily. I lay in a hospital bed, my heart pounding erratically in my chest. I gasped, clutching at my shirt as if I could somehow stop it from happening. Dr. Thompson rushed to my side, his eyes filled with concern. Emily, what's happening? His voice was steady but urgent. I tried to speak, but the words got caught in my throat as the alien rhythm overwhelmed me. Nurse Sarah burst into the room, and I felt a wave of relief wash over me at the sight of her. She was one of the kindest nurses I'd ever met, and she always had a way of calming me down. Emily, breathe, she instructed softly as she moved to the other side of my bed and placed a hand on my shoulder. I nodded, focusing on her voice and trying to calm myself down, but it was no use. The pain was too much, and I felt like I was going to pass out at any moment. The room fell silent as everyone watched me struggle to breathe. The air was thick with uncertainty, and I sensed fear radiating from Dr. Thompson and Sarah. I didn't even blame them. Dr. Thompson, I managed to whisper, this heartbeat. It feels wrong. He exchanged a quick, worried glance with Nurse Sarah before responding. Emily, we had to use an experimental procedure. Your heart was too damaged. What do you mean? I asked, panic rising in my voice as I searched his eyes for answers. Emily, I lay in the hospital bed, my heart pounding erratically in my chest. I gasped, clutching at my shirt as if I could somehow stop it from happening. Dr. Thompson rushed to my side, his eyes filled with concern. Emily, what's happening? His voice was steady but urgent. I tried to speak, but the words got caught in my throat as the alien rhythm overwhelmed me. Nurse Sarah burst into the room, and I felt a wave of relief wash over me at the sight of her. She was one of the kindest nurses I'd ever met, and she always had a way of calming me down. Emily, breathe, she instructed softly as she moved to the other side of my bed and placed a hand on my shoulder. I nodded, focusing on her voice and trying to calm myself down, but it was no use. The pain was too much, and I felt like I was going to pass out at any moment. The room fell silent as everyone watched me struggle to breathe. The air was thick with uncertainty, and I sensed fear radiating from Dr. Thompson and Sarah. I didn't even blame them. Dr. Thompson, I managed to whisper, this heartbeat. It feels wrong. He exchanged a quick, worried glance with Nurse Sarah before responding. Emily, we had to use an experimental procedure. Your heart was too damaged. What do you mean? I asked, panic rising in my voice as I searched his eyes for answers. His gaze darted around the room, as if he was searching for an escape route. I watched him, my heart pounding in my chest. I had so many questions, but I couldn't get them out fast enough. Emily, he said finally, his voice steady but urgent, we had to replace your heart. Replace it? I whispered, my eyes darting around the room as if I was searching for answers. From where? Dr. Thompson's eyes fell and I knew something was terribly wrong. From a donor, he replied finally. A donor? I repeated, my mind racing as I tried to process what he was telling me. But you said there were no matches on the list. He shook his head. No, there weren't. But then we got a call from a local hospital saying they had a match. We don't know who the donor is, but we had to act fast. Emily, I'm sorry. We didn't have time to tell you. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. A foreign heart was beating in my chest and no one had told me how could they do this to me. I felt like I was suffocating under the weight of this news. Emily, please understand, Dr. Thompson pleaded. It was the only way to save your life. But whose heart is this? I demanded, my voice trembling with fear and anger. Nurse Sarah squeezed my shoulder gently, whispering, we're trying to find out, Emily. We'll get answers soon. Flatlining. Dying. Whatever you want to call it, I was doing it. I died on the table and was watching myself from above now. I couldn't believe it. I was dead. A ghost soul whatever I was, I could see myself lying on the table and I could see the doctors and nurses trying to save me. One doctor in particular caught my eye. Dr. Michael Thompson. Tall with graying hair and blue eyes. He was the lead surgeon in the Starship Hospital and he was the lead surgeon trying to save my life from the reptilian laser splinter in my heart. He pounded on my chest and then shocked me again. Still nothing. I watched as they tried to save me, but I knew it was over. I had seen too many supernatural heroes die on that table from and now I was one of them. I wanted to be alive. I wanted to go back to my body. I wanted to live. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to be a ghost or spirit or whatever I was now. I wanted to be alive. Emily. A voice echoed in my head and I turned toward it. I watched as they tried to revive me and then finally gave up, calling time of death and moving away from the table. I was stuck here, watching myself lie there with a sheet covering my lifeless body. Whatever I was now, I didn't want to be this. Figure cloaked in light stood before me and I blinked, trying to make out their features, but couldn't. Go back, they said, their voice echoing in my head again. No, I whispered, shaking my head. I don't want to die. It's not your time, the figure replied. Go back. I shook my head again and the figure reached out and touched my forehead. Suddenly, I was being pulled back down into my body and I screamed silently as I felt myself being yanked back into the land of the living. I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to go back either. I was scared of what was waiting for me back there, but I had no choice. The angelic figure had other plans for me and going back was part of them. As I gasped for air, my eyes flew open, meeting Dr. Thompson's startled gaze. She's back. He shouted, relief flooding his features as the room erupted into a flurry of activity. But just as I took my first breath, a searing pain shot through my chest, and I realized something was terribly wrong. My heart was beating, but it wasn't mine.